Okay, let us carry on the conversation and talk about Victor, the other Victor. You know, some people will say the number one Victor. Even Boniface himself said the number one Victor. Victor James Osimhen. Guys, you've been following this show for what has it been now? A year and a half or a year or almost 2 years? I don't even know how long it is anymore. Osimhen, where is he moving to? Which club is he going to join? Osimhen, 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 Osimhen. The transfer saga that never ever ends. Looks like it is finally coming to an end. Is it the end we want? Is it the end we hoped for? Is it the end we were dreaming of? I don't know. But Victor Osimhen has reportedly said yes to Galatasaray SK in the Turkish Super League. Of course, the club Galatasaray is where he spent his 2024/2025 season, where he had a historic year, being the top scoring foreign player, winning the Turkish Super League, winning the Turkish Cup. It is being reported that he has said yes and he has decided to stay there, and he is going to sign a 3-year deal, keeping him at the club till 2028. What is left now is for Galatasaray to agree the terms of the transfer fee with Victor Osimhen's owners, his main club, SSC Napoli. This was initially reported by Corriere dello Sport in Italy, and of course, transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has corroborated the story. So we believe it to be true. We believe it to be true. Napoli initially rejected Galatasaray 55 million euro bid for Osimhen, but of course, Osimhen has that 75 million release clause. So if Galatasaray do trigger the release clause, Napoli wouldn't have a choice but to sell him. Victor Osimhen to Galatasaray. We move. Now, what do we think of this decision? Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? Let's look at the situation. Over the course of this summer, and even the last summer, we know that Victor Osimhen had a lot of interest from several teams across Europe. The main stumbling block that we heard was money. His wages. Chelsea is not willing to pay that amount. Manchester United is not willing to pay that amount. That was the main stumbling block. Al Hilal came for him. Al Hilal said, what's the amount you're calling? We will double it, even triple it. Come. We will pay you beyond your dreams. Come. But we need you before the Club World Cup. That's what Al Hilal said. They said, come, but we need you before the Club World Cup. We are going to the Club World Cup. We need you as a top striker. Victor Osimhen said, no, now don't rush me. Don't rush me. I'll take my time. I'm not joining your club. They reportedly made about 5 different offers to Osimhen before the Club World Cup started. Osimhen said, guys, no, I'm not coming. So when he said that, everybody came and said, you see, Osimhen is not chasing money. What are you talking about? It's not about the money. It's not about the money. He wants to play for his legacy. He wants to be a superstar. Even I said, you know what? Osimhen, that's a big boy move to turn down that kind of money. Even me, I said that's a big boy move. So I thought maybe he was going back to negotiate with one of the big clubs in the world. He won't negotiate with Man U, with Chelsea. Even though when Chelsea signed Delap, signed João Pedro, you kind of knew that wasn't happening again. But there was still that hope that Osimhen would go and negotiate with one of the big boys and end up playing for a top team. But Galatasaray, if you guys have been watching and been following me, you know that I was praying to God Almighty that Osimhen will be one and done at Galatasaray. I was praying that it will be one and done. Because let's be realistic. As a football fan, it is disappointing for me to hear that our best player in his best years will be playing for Galatasaray. Osimhen is what? 26 years old right now? 3 more years in Turkey makes him 29. Now, obviously, contracts, because he signed a 3-year contract, does not mean that he cannot leave. But I'm speaking based on the terms of his contract. 3 more years means that he'll be playing at Galatasaray until he's 29. He's going to give Galatasaray his best years. Now Galatasaray are playing in the Champions League, they qualified. So Osimhen will still get to play against the top clubs in the world. At least a few of them in the Champions League. Realistically, is Galatasaray a team that's going to contend for the Champions League? No. No. There is no more dropping down to Europa. So a European trophy is out of the question. Probably for the next 3 years. Probably. He's going to win the league in Turkey probably again. Maybe even win the domestic cup again. But when you think of Victor Osimhen's legacy, how does this affect him? It doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good. I don't know any player that is revered as a top player in world football that spends his prime years playing in Turkey. With all due respect to the Turkish league and the Turkish people. It's just not the league where the biggest players in the world play their football. It's just not. It's usually the upcoming players or the old and done players that play in Turkey. So for me, I'm not happy at all. I'm not the one that is going to make the money, so the money does not move me, unfortunately. I know people will say, why would our star player ever reduce his wages, etc., you know, all those kind of things. What can I say? Everybody is different. Everybody is different. We're hearing that Gyökeres is reducing his wages to join Arsenal. But everybody is different. If you say something now, they will say you are being disrespectful to our superstar. That Nigerians are the ones that always do Nigerians. Nigerians are the ones that always devalue other Nigerians. Nigerians are the ones that don't respect other Nigerian players. That's what people will say. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Osimhen should have made it work to join a European side. However, he needed to negotiate that contract. I feel like he should have made it work to join a top European side. Galatasaray in Europe. So a top European side. Galatasaray is just not it. I don't care how many players Galatasaray sign. Let's be realistic. They are not contending for the Champions League. Now, if they do somehow contend, I would raise my hands and say I was wrong. But we all know it to be a shock. It would be a shock. It would be a shock. Osimhen should not be playing for Galatasaray. I know that they love him. They adore him there. Do you guys know that there is a lion cub? There's a lion cub, a baby lion. I think it's in a zoo in Istanbul that is named Osimhen. That's how much they love him. They named one of their lion cubs after him, Osimhen Lion. They love him. They did everything in that country for him. Because he's by far their biggest star. So they did what they should be doing. But Osimhen should not be a big fish in a small pond. Osimhen should not be a big fish in a small pond. Osimhen should be a big fish in a big pond. He's that good. We're talking about the best player in Africa only 2 seasons ago. We are talking about one of the best players in the world only 2 seasons ago. I don't care how you want to cut it, how you want to slice it, how you want to look at it. I know that a lot of people are the hugest Osimhen fans in the world. So anything Osimhen does, as far as they're concerned, is the right decision. There is no talking down on anything Osimhen says he wants to do. But for me, as a fan, objectively, it is underwhelming. It is disappointing. Like, we have to keep watching the Turkish league because of Osimhen, because we need to know what our superstar is doing. I have never for once doubted Osimhen's ability or Osimhen's quality. I know how good Osimhen is. I'm never going to talk down on him. I know how good he is. I know how good he can be. I know how good he can be. I just don't think that this is the move that he should have made. Now, there are people that are saying, go where you're appreciated, man. Go where you're loved. And I understand that school of thought. I understand it. Galatasaray fans love him. They appreciate him. The club loves him. The club appreciates him. The club gives him everything. They even make his daughter do stadium announcer. just to create an emotional moment and an emotional connection with Victor Osimhen. So I understand. He has a potential to live as a Turkish Super League legend. I understand. But how many Turkish Super League legends do you guys know? The people of Turkey would know him, but would the rest of the world? And Osimhen has the ability, has all the tools, all the resources to be known globally as a superstar. As a superstar. I'm not Osimhen's brother. I'm not his agent. I'm merely a social media guy. I'm merely a football fan. So this is my fan opinion. I'm not here to discuss his finances. I'm not here to discuss his business. I'm not here to discuss his family or what needs to be done for his family. I'm only talking as a fan of football. Now, I know I said because it's a 3-year contract does not mean that he has to stay there 3 years. But if Galatasaray spend 75 million and pay him 12 million net to play in their team, if another team wants to buy him, how much do you think Galatasaray is going to call? Like, imagine you sign somebody for 75 million this summer, euros, and in a year, a team wants to buy him. You tell the team to bring at least 90 now. Would a team pay 90 for him? Would a team pay 90 for Victor Osimhen? Like, genuine question, would a team pay 90 million for Victor Osimhen? I'm not saying he's not a good player, but do you think a team would pay 90 for him? Now, I love Victor Osimhen, but lest we forget, Osimhen has only had 2 seasons with more than 20 goals. The season where he scored 31 for Napoli when he led them to the Scudetto, and this last season where he scored 37 for Galatasaray. Scoring more goals in Turkey is not going to help him to become a better or bigger player. I don't think it is going to increase his market value. Maybe I might be wrong. I don't think it's going to increase. If anybody was doubting him now, let's say somebody was, maybe they liked him, but they did not feel that he was worth the money that they are calling for him or the money that he wants to get paid. You think, okay, if he scored another 37 goals in Turkey next season, they will now say, oh, okay, he has done it twice in a row in Turkey, so we want to pay that money now. I don't think so. I don't think so. You never hear about big name signings from Turkey. Well, because big names don't even play in Turkey in the first instance. I see that some people would do everything to justify why these things that I'm saying will not happen will happen. I understand. You're an Osimhen fan. You think that, oh, no matter what he does, or if he scores goals, blah, blah, blah. But I'm being realistic with myself. I don't see anybody in a year coming to pay 90 plus million. I might be wrong. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully, I want the best for him. But I realistically don't see it happening. We might say there's a striker shortage. Was there not a shortage this year? Why did teams not pay him what he wanted? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think it is good for our biggest star. I don't think it will help him from a value point of view. I don't think it will help him from a legacy point of view. Osimhen is not going to win the African best player from Turkey unless everyone else is just crap. If Hakimi keeps doing half of what he's doing now, he would always be rated ahead of Osimhen. If Salah keeps doing what he's doing now, he will surely be rated ahead of Osimhen. Even if Lookman does what he's doing at Atalanta, wherever he goes to, he'll be rated ahead of Osimhen. Turkey is just not it. Turkey is not it. Turkey is not a top league. It's not a top league. There's a reason why when everybody is doing statistics now, they will be saying, these are the highest goal scorers of Nigerian players in the top 10 leagues. Because they top 5 leagues, and we know that the top 5 leagues are the leagues that are respected, are the ones that people will watch, are the ones that raise your value. Unless you are a young upcoming guy and here, then you are playing in Belgium, your value is going up 1 million every year, 2 million, 5 million. Osimhen is already someone that has been nominated for a Ballon d'Or, for crying out loud. Somebody telling me if he scores goals in Champions League, it will help him. It will help him for sure, at least to make us know that he's not a scrub. But how many goals is he going to score in Champions League playing for Galatasaray? How far is Galatasaray going to go? Okay, let's say in the league phase, he plays 8 matches, he scores 10 goals. Then his team gets knocked out in the first knockout round. Let's not deceive ourselves. Doing well in Galatasaray does nothing for Victor Osimhen. Let's not deceive ourselves. It does nothing. If he was going to, then why didn't he do something for him this year? Why is it next year that it will suddenly boost his market value? It will suddenly boost interest. Why didn't he boost it this year? Why didn't he boost it this year? I asked that question. Why didn't it boost his value this year? Why didn't he boost the interest this year? Talking about if he does well, it will boost. Osimhen will do well. That's not even a question. Osimhen will do well. He is too good for Turkey. He is too good for Galatasaray. He will do well. If he does not score 40 goals next year, then he's underperforming. What are we talking about? If he does not score, then he's underperforming, because at his level, the kind of player that he is, that's what he should be getting in Turkey. And then they are playing Champions League. So that's why I'm raising it from 37 that he scored this year to 40. So I don't see what some people want to see, other than the fact that maybe you like Osimhen, okay, you just want to support his decision because you are his big fan. I'm a fan of him as well. I like him. If you the OGs know. The OGs know. When I interviewed Victor Osimhen when I was at Lille, since then, even before then, I've been supporting the shared connection that Osimhen and I have, the shared history that I have with Victor Osimhen. I won't get into all the details right now, but go and look for my interview with Victor Osimhen. You'll hear more about the connection that myself and Osimhen have. So I love the boy. I want the best for him. But Galatasaray is not where I'm going to see the best. At least that's what I believe. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. I pray I am wrong. Because when it comes to something like this, I would rather be wrong. I pray I am wrong. I pray he does well and it boosts his market value, it boosts his brand value, it boosts his global reputation, and then he becomes the first player to win the Ballon d'Or from Turkey. Maybe he's not the first, I'm just saying that. But I pray all that happens. I just don't realistically see that as something that is going to happen. I just don't. Somebody might clip this video now and send it to Victor Osimhen and say, see what this guy is saying about you. Hey, Victor. I'm sure you understand that this is not from a place of hate. This is not from a place of, of bad belly or bad energy. This is from a fan, a football fan, that just wants the best for you as a football player. And especially as a Nigerian football player. If you were English, I won't give it them. You can go wherever you want to go. It doesn't concern me. But as a Nigerian football player, as our biggest fish, biggest bird, the biggest star we have, I wanted Osimhen to play in a big team, in a big league, and win big trophies. The Turkish Super League is not going to be revered as a big trophy. When Osimhen retires, let's say he plays the next 3 years there, and they will come and say, hey, Osimhen is one of the best ever Nigerian players. Oh yeah, why? He won the Turkish League 3 years in a row. like even hear how it sounds now. Hear how it sounds now. You call players like Uwanko Kanu, they won Champions Leagues, they won this, they won that. You now say, but Osimhen won 3 Turkish league in a row. The only trophy that Osimhen has won now that is going to be globally revered is that Scudetto, where he led Napoli to the title, unprecedented, unexpected, scoring bare goals. That's the one solid achievement that he has, and his African best, of course. You think the thing he did for Galatasaray this year, you think it will get him African best? It can get him nominated, no doubt, but he's not going to win it. If he does it next year again, Hakimi wins French league, gets to Champions League quarter semis. He's not going to win it ahead of him. Salah scores another 30 goals, gets us another 20 assists. Osimhen is not going to get ahead of him. Those players that are playing in top 5 leagues, and their countries are also doing well. We know how Osimhen's country is doing. We won't get into that conversation now. I'm not happy. I'm not excited. I'll leave it for now. Let me not harp on this too much. It's not official yet. The move has not been finalized yet. So maybe Napoli will keep rejecting Galatasaray's offer until a real big team comes for Osimhen. Maybe. But as of today, this reported 3-year agreements that he has had with the club, I'm not excited about it. I'm not excited.